8th grade math student leader.
We're here to help you understand how to view and reflect on your math scores.
Over this past school year, you have been taking math tests in reading and mathematics.
These tests track your individual academic growth. In fact, MAP stands for Measures of Academic Progress.
A unique characteristic about MAP test is that it isn't an ordinary standardized test, but one that is individualized and adaptive to each of your academic levels. That is why when you see your score, you need to think about it as a progress report on your growth.
As you take this test throughout the school year, you're actually comparing yourself to yourself. The MAP test helps to track your academic growth in the fall, winter, and spring.
That's why it is so important to reflect on your scores and to look at your own personalized goals.
After you've taken the MAP test, you should not just forget about it. You should take a moment to understand and reflect on your scores and continue to progress throughout the school year.
Your teacher should have given you a student goal setting worksheet that looks like this. When you look at these forms, you may be thinking what it all means. So we want to walk you through how to view and understand your MAP scores.
The top of your map sheet is for mathematics, while the bottom portion is for reading.
Each time you take the MAP test, you want to grow by reaching your personalized academic goal that is marked by the dotted line. Every student at Mendez has his or her very own dotted line.
After you've taken your test, you will see your overall RIT score. You should write down that score under the quarter that you took the test. For example, if you just took the winter map test in reading, you're going to write your score in the winter column.
Then go ahead and graph your score on the bar graph to the left. Be sure to make your bar graph to scale.
This student has an overall RIT score of 232 for the winter reading test, so the score 232 goes into the column under WI16. Then the student is going to fill in the bar graph for the winter test. As you can see, the student scored 1 point above the projected RIT or the goal of 231 shown by the dotted line. This means that the student not only reached his or her goal, but passed it by 1 point. Here's another example. This student scored a 253 on the fall math test. If the student's winter score is 256, that means the student grew 3 points, but it's still 1 point away from the goal line of 257, as you can see on the bar graph.
Remember, we all grow at different paces. Instead of focusing on the score, you should focus more on the growth between your last test and your most recent test. The MAP test shows a change over time, which is more meaningful. The MAP test is all about your individualized learning goals, and everyone's goals are different. So ask yourself, what do you need to work on to reach your next goal?
If you look on your goal setting worksheet, you will find that there are categories for each of the subjects. Under mathematics, there are 4 categories. Under reading comprehension, there are 3 categories. Your score is broken down in each of these categories.
When you see the color green, it represents a skill you are doing well on. When you see the color yellow, it represents a warning that you need to work on that skill. It's important to practice the skills that you need to improve on.
How do you do this? It might mean reading more nonfiction articles and putting those close reading annotation strategies to use. It might mean learning to use context clues instead of depending on a dictionary to figure out what unknown words mean.
It could mean reviewing your probability unit in math or making flashcards to memorize those geometry terms and formulas. Of course, your teachers will do everything they can to help you progress academically, but you should also take ownership of your progress and make a plan. Ask your teachers questions if you're confused on a concept. Go to the after-school tutors to review fractions with you. Borrow more books from the library. There are so many ways that you can grow, both inside and outside the classroom.
When you have a plan in mind, fill in a student action plan on your goal setting worksheet. Make your plan practical and specific. Don't just write study more, be specific about what you can start doing today to keep growing.
If you have any questions about your MAP scores and what they mean, ask your classroom teachers to help you out. Your language arts and math teachers will already have your new individualized goals for you, so you can chart a new dotted line to reach for on the next test.
And last but not least, please remember, yes, tests are important, but there are other ways you can demonstrate your creativity, learning, and expertise at Mendez. The MAP test is just one of those ways.
Keep growing, Mustangs!